unrelated to stream. Alright, that should be us going live right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Welcome back. I don't have my microphone hooked up, right? That's something I was forgetting. Wait. I am echoing. Okay, this is fine. This is funny, at least. Okay, there we go. That should be good. Hopefully. Let me just check. Yeah, I mean, it's enabled on there. Okay. That's fine, then. That should not be on those two. Was that why sound felt wonky the other day? Probably. That's annoying. Why were you... I don't know. Sometimes programs decide to do shit on their own, and I'm very confused by it. Stream Elements bot running. Thank you, Stream Elements bot. You were very much appreciated. And I was gonna say, is chat not working today? Alright, so I'm gonna do one thing here, guys. I've got, I realized I didn't color grade my camera. That's an oops, uh-oh, moment if there ever was one. That it is, Walker Pierce. How you doing, man? Alright. So I'm gonna mess with some color grading on my camera here. Yeah, it's, you know, a fucking webcam. Basically, it's a phone camera. But I think it could do with a little bit of color grading. Alright, so let's teach you guys some shit here. So I think that the darks in this don't quite look dark enough. I'm gonna actually drop them a tad, not quite that much. I do not want to drop them that much. Okay, I need to drop it faster than that. Let's just try like a -3. I didn't mean to close out of that. And then there's YouTube yelling at me that I'm above the recommended bitrate. They're yelling at me that I'm doing too good and clogging up their servers. Well, they can fucking deal with it. I don't care. Alright, so let's drop this a tad more. I think that's too dark. Maybe like a -5%? I keep hitting enter like a fucking moron. Okay, you want to see what -100 looks like, Walker Pierce? Here. I'll show you what -100 looks like on the lift. So, what this is doing... There you go. That's what a -100 looks like. So what this is doing is it's taking the darks in the image and making them darker. To like more realistically simulate what this shirt actually looks like, which is about this, honestly. This actually looks fine. So then you got your gamma, which anybody who's been playing video games probably knows about to some extent. I think this is actually pretty color balanced. I don't really see a difference in color between this and the shirt. Let me put it over on my more color balanced monitor. Yeah, that looks fine. I don't see any color issues. I'm just seeing, like, brightness issues, per se. It actually looks kind of cool. Oh, it can look super cool, dude. This is color grading. Color grading does a lot of really cool shit. Here, look. Let me turn off the blue gamma. You want to have, like, a nice, like, cool scene? Alright, there you go. Something more green. You want to just cut out most of the reds? Boom. You can do shit like this all day. And it looks good if you do it right, and it helps build emotion in certain scenes because we've figured out that certain emotions do link to certain colors in your head. So I'm just messing with this a little bit. I think gamma might be able to come down a little bit. I don't want to put it down too far because then we're going to end up with like that, and that's just not going to look good, period. I don't want it to be too dark. Yeah, I like that right there. Okay, gain is going to be your high end. So that's your, like, your brights. So we can change the color of just the brightness in the image. So that the darks stay sort of the same. Yeah, frosty, exactly. You can do whatever you want here. Alright, so gain is weird in that it starts at 100% as opposed to starting at 0%. So if we want less, then we end up dropping it down. But you can see this just makes the brights darker. It doesn't make anything else. So like if I want the brights really bright, you just pump the gain, and then you get like a weird bloom effect that doesn't quite look good. I can't really look at myself. I don't have like a good like image. I don't have like a gray card or anything that I can check this with, but I think this looks fine. I think. I don't know. This is just me being picky about how everything looks on my stream. This is why I'd probably honestly be a good video tech. Most interesting man in the world. We're going back to the Dos Equis commercials. I don't remember what the color grading in those was like at all, so I can't really say much. I'm actually going to do one more thing here. Since frame rate seems to be not a thing that this can deal with, I'm going to just swap this back over to 1080p. I'm actually going to try the MJPEG encoding and see if that's smoother. I don't know if it's going to be. Or it might just not work. That's okay too. What if I do 720p MJPEG? And for anybody wondering, yes, MJPEG encoding is literally just JPEG, but there's a bunch of them and it plays them as a video file. It's kind of silly. There we go. Alright, 1080p, we're here. Nice, crisp, clear image that's zoomed in too far. Let me fix that. One of these days I am just going to have to do, here's how I set up my stream, and go through the whole process. Like, show you guys what I'm doing. Like, I'm going to have the OBS and then the other OBS setup, and I'm going to have one OBS setup recording the other OBS setup, which is like my favorite stupid thing to do. Hey, what's happening, Zero? I've said it before, but just go with 144. I have a 144, I have a 144 Hertz monitor. I don't have a 144p monitor. Actually, ooh, that's tempting. So I have a CRT in the basement. It's this little tiny thing. It's only got like composite and mono audio inputs. So it's only got 2 plugs on the front, and that's it. I would very much like to get something closer to the end of the CRT era. I was talking about this the other day, too. Zero, I hope you're doing well, by the way. But I want to get like one of the CRTs that came out towards the end of the CRT era. It doesn't have to be a huge monitor. Or even I could get like a broadcast video monitor. I want to get one that's like, that I could hook up to my PC. Either through an HDMI or through maybe like HDMI to composite or component video. And then just hook that up and sit it on my desk. Because honestly, the more I look at CRTs, the more I'm like, man, I really like how CRTs look. Not so much the outward aesthetic of how a CRT looks, but it's a hard way of putting it. I watched a video the other day that was talking about it. EposVox put out a video on it a few weeks ago. Fun fact about CRTs, they have theoretically infinite resolution and image density. Yes, if you can direct the cathode ray at a small enough point. The problem is that gets really, really hard, but yeah, you could, theoretically. Like, HD CRTs do exist. For anybody who doesn't know, like, there are 1080p CRTs and 720p CRTs. Some of them are even flat screen. Same thing with computer monitors. You can get really nice CRT computer monitors that look really goddamn good. Sorry, I'm just thinking about stuff for a minute. Like, I don't know if I want to spend the money, and I don't know if I really have the space for a CRT, which is pretty much the only reason I don't have one right now. Because what you guys don't see is that if I tilt the camera up a little bit... Okay, let me tilt it a little bit more, bud. There you go. See that thing right there? See that? That's an overhang for a shelf. And there's a wall behind it, which is where my lights are. But it's not like it's a wood wall, like it's a part of the desk. So there's like a theoretical back to the desk. I could take it off, but that would mean that I don't get to use all the storage space that's on top of the desk, which I'm using very religiously right now, because I don't have much other storage space in this room. I've got a big-ass shelf over there, or a big-ass dresser over there, and then I've got like my nightstand, and that's kind of it for storage. Aside from just throwing things on my desk or in the chest that's over there, that's not really feasible to access regularly for a bunch of shit. But I keep like most of my games and books up here, and so it's something that I can't really like throw out, you know. I wish there was a company that made to order CRTs for people that still need or want them. If you go looking around, and admittedly sometimes this is a pain in the ass to track them down, but sometimes there's been a few things. There have been efforts made to like recycle CRTs because they have so many things in them that just like can't be recycled normally. And I don't know where exactly those places would be, but basically any place that they tried to make one of those CRT recycling plants, they couldn't for one reason or another, usually because it was just too difficult. Like they realized, and so they just ended up with like, they'd stockpile CRTs, but then they wouldn't do anything with them. So there's just these warehouses full of like half-broken CRTs, or like perfectly functional CRTs in some cases that people just wanted to throw out. If you go looking around, there is somebody with a CRT out there that you can go find that will work for you. I promise. Okay, that's a drawn up promise. That means some amount of things. I don't know what that actually means. Alright, I'm gonna hope that everything is gonna work on this end. Let's just see what happens. Oh, I can hear myself. That means you guys hear me twice. That's not good. Let's fix that. What? Okay. Also, I realized my webcam is fucked up. Give me a moment, guys. You hear only one David. Okay, that's good. Because I'm hearing me, which is generally bad. But I picked up some games yesterday. I went over to my local retro game store, and I was actually looking for a Wii, because while I have a Wii right now, it's one of the doll 00 or 101 models, not 001. Which is the ones that I'm taking these out so I can hear myself and not speak, or I don't have to hear myself and speech jam myself while I fix this. Why is this I'm confused by? Hold up. You guys don't hear the game audio. I don't either. So, I mean, like, I'm assuming you don't hear the game audio, and there is music that plays here. Here, let me mute this. Double mic input during troubleshooting can be the funniest crap. Oh yeah, absolutely. When you're trying to fix stuff and you just hear hello. Or not doll, yeah, no, not doll. Fucking whatever the whatever the designation for the Wii is, it's the 101. It's the 101 version of it, as opposed to the 001. Which is the one that has the GameCube compatibility. The 101 units don't have the GameCube compatibility. Because the one that I have right now is a 101 unit, and I don't have the GameCube compatibility. I asked them if they had any just spare, like, just the consoles for the Wiis. For whatever reason, the Wiis have been selling really, really quickly recently. Literally, they had like 40 Wiis in, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. All of them sold even after they, RVL, that's it. Yeah, thank you, Walker Pierce. All of the Wiis that they had sold even after they hiked the price from like $55 to $75 for a Wii. Which normally I just buy from them because I know that they're going to work and I don't have to worry about... I mean, I could always go down to like Goodwill or some shit and just check it out, but... Alright, input devices. Well, that's getting input. Yeah, RVL001. That's what I'm looking for. What I have right now is an RVL 101, which is not what I want. Nothing's enabled, right? Yeah. What is happening? Why is this being like this? It's literally set on the game. This is bizarre. This is very strange. Hold up. Okay, so it's reading all 4 of these, but they're not plugged into anything. Why is the Yeti running to both of these? That's not what I want it to do. That's not what it says it's doing. Hold on a sec. Yeah, DAL 001s are the GCNs with the digital component ports. Yes. And those are kind of sought after. The problem is the component cables for the GameCube are like, well, I don't know. Let's go check on eBay right now. GameCube component cable on eBay right now. Authentic ones, I'm seeing about $200 prices. I'm seeing GameCubes for less money. I'm seeing GameCubes with, or rather the HDMI adapters for the component cable slot for less money than the actual component cables are. Yeti, never heard of her. Haha. Okay, so what is this routing to that I don't want it to... Yeah, don't fucking route there. That's not how you're supposed to do that. Alright, so it should be this one. Alright, can you guys hear a thing? Because I'm not going to be able to hear it till I put my earbuds back in, but I'm just checking. Can you hear a thing? God, I'm glad I have this visual patch bay, otherwise this would have taken forever to figure out. Alright, cool. I'm hearing it, so I'm hoping you guys hear it. We have sound! By the way, I learned recently, this game is just a shittier version of a game that came out on the PC and was supposed to be like an educational game for teaching like math and shit. Yes, very crusty, compressed jazz and swing music. Let's fucking go. This is the shit that you need in your life. Actually, you know what? I don't think I actually pinged the server. Unless you did, Walker Pierce. Thank you. Thank you for pinging the server, Walker Pierce. I forgot last stream, too. I realized that today. I was like, I forgot to ping the server. That might be why people didn't show up nearly as much. Although people do show up for Death Stranding. People do seem to like that. I don't mind playing it some more. I think the problem is I'm playing it like at the end of the week and I'm just kind of exhausted. Or at least I have been recently. Cool, there's like 0 sound lag. We're good. Alright, let's look at our options. So for anybody who doesn't know, this is basically a Crash Bandicoot clone. This is called M&M's Shell Shock. This is the title screen, by the way. There is no, like, there might be like a splash screen right before this, but there's no like animation or anything that plays. And this is exclusively a worst version. This is a port of a PC game that existed and was better than this. I remember the first stream of this game, somewhere we had like 30 people show up. I don't remember that many people showing up, but it was... That's wild, man. I don't remember that stream like at all. By the way, this is Billy West, aka the dude that the Red is voiced by Billy West, the dude who voices Fry in Futurama.
Going on vacation. Come on. One last thing before we arrivederci. Who did you leave in charge of the candy factory? Hello? It's what? They what? And what?
You're turning red.
Repeat after me. I did not leave the M&M's Minis in charge of the candy factory. Has your chocolate melted? Have you gone completely mad?
Hey, what's up, Johansson?
Minis aren't that bad. All they need is a chance.
You know, there's a couple other games that I could play. There's a Game Boy, there's a bunch of M&M's games, by the way. Early 2000s, late 90s was a massive era for, like, weird M&M's games. It's kind of strange, actually. Isn't J. Jonah Jameson yellow? I don't remember. We looked this up. I know we looked this up. Hold on. I'll check it right now. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. M&M's The Lost Formulas, which is the name for the PC version of this game. It's J.K. Simmons, yeah. Fucking Yellow is J.K. Simmons. Green is Cree Summer. And Billy West is red. It's fucking wild, man. Wasn't expecting to hear that shit today. What a weird game. By the way, this game doesn't have any, despite this game coming out in, like, 2000, it doesn't have any DualShock 1 support, which means that you can't use the analog sticks. Alright, we're gonna reset the console, and I'm gonna try to play this one more time, because that's just frozen. I think there was a loading error. You guys get that good PS2 sound. We're gonna attempt to play this one more time, guys. Because that definitely just, like, deloaded. Like, that wasn't loading right. Symptoms haven't gotten noticeably worse, so there's hope for me yet. Currently making Eggos for breakfast. Yeah, it's 5 p.m. Hey, you can do what you gotta do, man. I'm not judging people for their sleep schedules anymore. Wouldn't be mad if they got M&M to do a cameo. That would have been so fucking funny. If they got M&M to voice one of the M&Ms. Yeah, Billy West and J.K. Simmons with Cree Summer as the fucking... as green. Like, that's nuts. I want to point out how, like, absolutely insane that is as a cast. Like, that's where the money went for the game. Went into the voice acting for these CG cutscenes. Yeah, this is the game trying to load off the disc. Now, I don't have fast disk speed on, which means this is trying to load at normal speeds. Which means there shouldn't be any loading issues, unless there's an issue with the disc. If there's an issue with the disc, we're playing something else, I'm sorry. Because I don't think I have another copy of this game.
R&R? Is that a new candy?
Also, yes, we get to watch this again. Oh, never mind. You can hit buttons. It does work. Also, the loading bar is just M&Ms filling up across, or M&M minis filling up across the screen. This was a whole marketing campaign thing. Like, people got to make this game. This is part of the whole, like, edutainment era of, like, video games. It's very strange to me. It's not bad, though, by any means. Alright. So, assuming that everything loads right, and this disc isn't just fucked. Nope. Not an issue with the disc. This is a disc that I've had since I was a wee lad, okay? I'm not mad if this disc is busted up. But there's nothing I can do about this, and I don't have an emulator on this computer. Yeah, this is fucked. This disc is so fucked. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go clean it with Windex. I know that that's not usually a good idea, but I'm gonna do it very gently, and honestly, I don't think that it's gonna fucking hurt it if the disc isn't even working anyway. I don't think that I have an emulator on any computer that I have right now that would work for this. I could potentially set up DuckStation really quickly if we needed to. But I think for the moment... I did not typo there, yes, exactly. Very good, Johansson. So, I want to play this. I don't hate this game. It doesn't suck that much. But we might have to swap to something else. I'm gonna go clean this real quick, so I'll be back in a sec, guys. Go up, you know, get up, get some water, get a drink, get whatever you need there, and we'll be back in like maybe 5 minutes. Alright. I'm back. Clean the disc. We're gonna try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, then the only thing I can really say is we're either gonna have to change games, or I'm going to have to back up this disc very legally onto my computer very quickly, and going to have to go play it on an emulator. Because remember, kids, emulators are perfectly legal. The only thing that isn't legal is getting a backup of the disc through any means other than backing it up yourself, which is why I'm going to very legally back up my disc myself. I am a law-abiding citizen. Alright, let me just pop on over here. Let's just see how this goes. Okay? I just want to see how this is gonna go. Walker Pierce talking about the tech Ouroboros again. I agree, everything wraps back around every like 20 years or so. We're back at that point again. Where everybody's talking about like VR and, you know, virtual online hangouts and how everything's gonna be controlled through like the internet and all that, and it kinda is, but it's not in the way that anybody really pictured it was gonna be. I love this shitty, like, swing music. Is it not even gonna load now? We're going backwards now. There we go, loaded. The other thing I could do is I could try turning on fast disk speed. But I don't know if that would help. That may hurt it, that may help it. Maybe it'll, like, be able to skip along the track to a point where it makes more sense. We'll have to see. And for anybody who doesn't know, fast disk speed is a thing. I'm playing this on a PS2 Slim. And the fast disk speed option is basically just using the PS2's innate faster disk drive to try and read the PS1 discs faster. The problem being, occasionally that causes issues. M&M, yes. Hello, Baylor. We may have to swap games here, and unfortunately I don't... Yep, okay. We may have to swap games here, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. Give me a couple minutes. We can sit and talk for a minute. Okay? But, unfortunately, it looks like this disc is fucking trashed. So, I'll try. Let me turn on fast disk speed on the PS2, and we'll try. And yes, fast disk speed. That is, in fact, the correct way to say it. Oh no, what happened? What happened is that this disc right here is scratched to all hell, and I've had it since I was very young, and unfortunately when I was younger we didn't take very good care of our discs, my brother and I. And so I think this one's just fucked, unfortunately. Now, I can probably get a backup of this running pretty quick on an emulator, but it is gonna take like 3 or 4 minutes at least for me to like set everything up. Plus I don't have an emulator set up on this computer yet, which means I gotta go find wherever the hell I had BIOS files dumped. Very legally dumping BIOS files. Alright, let's try this one more time, guys. Gotta say, man, this music slaps, though. Alright, so this is with fast disk speed on. Technically, the game should run faster. What's actually going to happen is it's probably not going to run a ton faster, because I feel like the way this is programmed is really inefficiently.
Well, my yellow fellow, it's time these M&Ms.
I like how the cutscenes fade out when you hit the triangle or square button. I don't know which one backs it out still. Or triangle or circle button, rather. The cutscenes, like, they fade out a little bit, so it's not just like a sudden jarring, like, zap. Snap back to reality. This really is M&Ms, huh? Okay, the sound didn't play that time. That means fast disk speed is definitely working, right? Nope. I've never seen a more fitting example. This is basically what my streams are like. This is an allegory for what my streams are like. Alright. We're gonna talk for a minute. I'm gonna turn off the PS2. So here's our options, guys. This is an M&M's Shell Shock stream. This disc is absolutely fucked. I ran it before and it was fine, but you guys can see all the scratches on here. This thing is in abysmal condition. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna try and keep this in M&M's Shell Shock stream, okay? Problem is I gotta go find PS1 BIOS files because I need to set this up on emulator now. And also, I don't know what site would have this. I mean, I don't know how I would dump this that quickly. Very legally. Very, very legally. I am legally not allowed to talk to you guys about what I am doing on screen right now, but I'm more than happy to talk about whatever the hell else is going on. With each console gen, I feel like we're losing a distinct style. Like I mean, like, we're also gaining a style in a certain way. But I understand what you're saying. Late 90s was the early 3D and half-decent edutainment games, and better 3D with better with unique texturing. Yeah, it is becoming more homogenized. People are figuring out how to make games, but also, that's only on, like, the macro scale. That's only, like, the big companies, like AAA companies and all that. If you look to, like, smaller indie devs, a lot of them are still kind of doing their own thing. It's unique people coming in with fresh views on the industry, as opposed to just looking at what games have actually worked over the past X years. Alright, Okay, cool. Apparently, there is a PC version. I don't know if it's gonna run on here. Yes, the PC version is called M&M's The Lost Formulas. Okay, old games download. This is the old PC version, which is... It suggests a 3D... It says 3D accelerator card required. You hear that, guys? We gotta go get an old Voodoo graphics card from, like, the late 90s. Alright, here's the Windows version of the game. It's on archive.org. M&M's Lost Formulas, yeah. That's what it's called. Alright, so that is currently downloading, and it's going to take 15 minutes. And then I've got to set up how to run it because I'm not running on Windows. Which, realistically, that won't take very long. Oh, that's taking a while. That's saying 45 minutes? Okay, never mind. No, we're running this. Shit. I've got to do something here, and it might fuck up stream if I do it. So I'm gonna try and do it. We'll just have to see what happens. No, wine, I'm gonna use wine. I'm gonna use Lutris, which is basically just a wrapper for wine with some extra features. How large is that? It's 500 megabytes, but it's off of archive.org, which unfortunately can't spare a lot of bandwidth. And it looks like the torrent that they have here is, not complete. Or at least not, like, available in any aspect. So we can keep that downloading for the time being, but I'm gonna look for somewhere else that might have a little bit more bandwidth. It's all like abandonware websites. They have a bunch of versions of this. An ISO version of the game. Sure, we can try it. Okay, this one says 6 minutes. Alright, let's try that one. Yeah, it's only a 500 megabyte game. But I mean, that is a full CD. That's not much now, but like, that's the entire contents, like, over 2/3 of the contents of this disc, or like the maximum capacity of this disc, is filled up with this game. The rest of it's probably just dummy data, or they left it blank. Alright. Let me download this, and then I'll figure out how we're going to set this up. I was going to run it through DuckStation on emulator, but yeah, we should just run the PC version and see if that works. There's a no CD patch. I should probably run the no CD. I should probably have the no CD patch. We're going to figure out how to set this up live, guys. Which is about par for the course for what happens on this channel. Oh, man. But yeah, how you guys been? You guys been having a good weekend, hopefully? Feeling good? Taking care of yourselves? Let me... Reminds me, the XP and Vista days where ETC would bounce somewhere between 5 days and 10 minutes, yes. The good old days. When your CPU would just stop working for a little while, and then it'd be like, yeah, this is gonna take a while. You've been doing good? Glad to hear, Baylor. In the meantime, yeah, we're always doing it live around here, Walker Pierce. What the hell are you talking about? In the meantime, why don't we look up some other M&Ms games? I should ask my brother. I know we've got at least one more. One of which is it's a Mario Party clone called M&Ms Blast. It's on the GBA. It was actually not terrible, honestly. I kind of liked it. List of M&M's video games. Let me set this up for you guys. Hopefully we're setting it up right. Yeah, what the hell are you going into that you shouldn't be going into? My microphone keeps connecting itself to everything. It's very weird. I don't want to hear it twice. The M&M's Mario Party clone on the GBA? Yeah, M&M's Blast. That's what that is. I have that. I've had that since I was young. We've got M&M's The Lost Formulas. That was the first one. M&M's Mini Madness, which is a Game Boy Color game that I'm not super familiar with. M&M's Shell Shocked, which is just M&M's The Lost Formulas, but on PlayStation. To my knowledge, at least. First M&M's based, and then that just links to the M&M's page. You got M&M's Blast, you got M&M's Break'em, which I'm not familiar with. M&M's Kart Racing, which I might have had this on the Wii, actually, or at least I saw it on the Wii. I had a lot of weird racing games on the Wii. M&M's Adventure, I'm not familiar with. Beach Party, and then this is probably just a port of M&M's Adventure. But hey, it's on Android. I could run it on my phone and show it to you guys. How'd that be for a stream? No camera, because I use my phone as my webcam, but it's just me playing M&M's. Play Lost Formulas with your mic, it obviously wants it. Yeah, I don't understand why my microphone just keeps connecting to random shit. It doesn't really make a ton of sense to me, but... Okay. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm I mean, I know why I'm tired. I stayed up a little bit late last night, and I got up a little bit early to make sure that I was set up for this. M&M's Adventure 2022. M&M's Adventure. They didn't even finish the article. They just left it. Alright, how are we looking here? Alright, we're almost done. Beach Party was on the Wii. It seems like it, yeah. Like I said, I'm basically not familiar with any of these. This seems like a mini... Yeah, this is a mini game thing. M&M's Adventure. Yeah, just like M&M's Adventure. Congrats, you talked about the game, I guess. You said the words. The math levels are for children ages 5 to 10. I don't even remember the math sections of this game. So maybe they changed that in the PlayStation version, in which case we're going to figure that out right about now. M&M's is a puzzle game for mobile. There's so many different weird things that I've seen with video games. Alright, so let me real quick... Alright, let me unzip that, which is a kind of big ISO file. And then we unzip the no CD patch. And then we... I don't know how this patch works. This wine, it's asking for a wine prefix because it's an exe file. Okay, you know what? Better idea. I want to mount this image. So it is now mounted. And if I find an exe file, which this is a not a file format that I'm familiar with, but it's an executable, I guess. Yonoid. We could try and run Yonoid again. I had fun with Yonoid. Apparently there's also a mobile game called Shady Wars. I don't know how I feel about that one. Alright, so let me add... Install a Windows game from media. No, I just want to, like... How do I do this, man? You guys get to see the hassle I go through to set things up. Fortunately, once you have it set up, it just fucking works. Which is kind of insane. Sure, we can install it there. And then we need the setup file. Which is going to be... this thing, I think. What does this readme? What does this readme say? Congratulations on your purchase of M&Ms, The Lost Formulas. We believe it's one of the finest family entertainment and education products available for the home computer. Oh, this reads like the 90s. Installing. I just want to see how to install. Insert the CD, which we've done. Inserted the CD. Would the real Dr. Eggman please stand up? I'm pissing on the moon! It's too early for that. I had... For anybody who doesn't know, and I've talked about this a couple times before, but, like... If you have, like, dairy, especially milk, or, like, anything with a lot of fat in it, it tends to clog up in the back of your throat when you're trying to talk. So you really shouldn't do it if you're planning on doing any sort of, like, vocal performance. But I had milk and cereal for breakfast this morning, because I don't care, so... I'm not going to be able to do my Eggman impression. Unfortunately. Double click again. The folder opens showing the contents of the CD. Okay, so we want to use M&M's Lost Formulas. That is the thing we want to open up. So that's good. The destination folder is not writable by the current user. Well, let's just try it. Milk is tasty. Milk is very fucking good. Can I find .NET package it needs? For anybody who was wondering what the hell I'm doing, I'm not on a Windows computer. And this is a Windows game. So basically this is just me taking Linux and telling it to run a Windows game. Because somebody wrote a program that lets it do that. For the most part. File not found. Okay. Yes, cancel the installation. I don't know why I have to install this shit. Here, you know what? Copy all the files off of here. We're gonna go over to home games. I'm gonna make a new folder. We're just gonna copy all the shit off of there. How? How? What? The Linux thing? The Windows Linux thing? Somebody made a program that lets it run Windows games. They just basically what they're doing. It's not an emulator per se, but it's a somewhat similar process in that they're taking all the code that is written for Windows, because whenever you see an exe file, it's just code that is written for Windows. All it's doing is it's translating that code from stuff that works in Windows to stuff that works in Linux. No, how is milk tasty? I mean, it's milk. I don't know. Some people are genetically programmed to like milk more. I'm not even kidding. It's very weird. Things I've learned recently. Let's try this one more time. And then I'll see if I can do the no CD patch and we could just make an exe out of it. Find the setup file. Worst case scenario, guys, we'll figure out how to install Morrowind or some shit. It basically teaches Linux how to read the file structure of Windows to a hit or miss effect. Yeah, usually it's pretty good, but sometimes it does have issues. Okay, well that's not good. Yeah, let's just fucking get this out of here. Well, this is a problem now. So I can copy all these files back into here. Oh, the folder does not exist anymore. It deleted the whole fucking folder. Homie really said yeet. Oops, uh-oh. Exactly. How about if this doesn't work, I'll see if I can find a collection of all of the cutscenes on YouTube and we can watch them, because this game's kind of just shit, but it's a fun shit, you know? It's a Crash Bandicoot clone. Shit, I could just go play Crash Bandicoot, and then between the Crash Bandicoot levels, we could watch the M&Ms cutscenes. Execute this, please. I don't care what preset you run it with. It's not gonna... It's not a game. Alright, so let me, let me just read this shit again, see if I'm missing anything. This is the problem. I'm running in a very old Windows game that doesn't even run right on Windows, on Linux. So what if I just run this through Wine? Or Lutris, I guess. I could also just use like sudo wine or something to try and run it. Roughly 68 layers of abstraction, exactly. Run setup for render configuration. Is it just not going to work because it doesn't recognize the hardware? Because that's a different issue that I can't fix. What if I just put an EXE on the end of this? Welcome to stupid solutions for stupid problems, kids. Oh, I see the problem that I've created. This is not a hard problem to fix. Ampersand has a very specific meaning when you're doing stuff in, yeah, this file name just is fucking with it, I think. Not supported on this system. File renaming something is all it takes. Nope. This shit ain't running. I give up. Quality content. I'm glad you think so, Johansson. Because I don't fucking think so. This is frustrating on my end, because I just wanted to play the goddamn game. Okay, back to not showing you guys what I'm doing for a minute while I figure out where I'm gonna get, a few things. We are now an hour into stream and I haven't done anything. Aside from repeatedly have yellow clip through a fucking bridge. Alright, let me do a couple things here. I believe I can get this working still, it's just gonna take a minute. So we've got... I'm German, we literally invented Schadenfreude. Fair. Not gonna fault you for that one. Alright, so DuckStation open. I need to show it where the BIOS files are. Of course, it's a fucking zip file. Let me do a couple things here. Alright, and I need this version of the game, friend. Which is only 209 megabytes. Which begs the question, where did the rest of the code go? Man, this M&M's gameplay is crazy, right? It's fucking nuts, man. Ugh. Sometimes you just need a good stretch. Sometimes all it takes. It's extremely inconsistent and frustrating when it's the answer yes, but it's always worth trying, because sometimes it is the thing that fixes it. I love being weirdly into tech shit, because sometimes you just end up with straight nonsense you gotta deal with that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Alright, so I can tell DuckStation where all these files are now. Or rather, I can copy them into the right spot. Because I don't feel like messing with the defaults here, so it's... Is it local? Yeah, local share. There we go. Okay. Do I put the actual files in here, or what? So that's that. I'm gonna need my controller out. Not just nuts, also chocolate and sugar casing. That is true, the nuts are optional. Oh man, I just remembered when I swapped over to YouTube, and I was setting up stream elements and I was setting up all my alerts. Whenever I get YouTube partner and you guys can like become members for my channel, anybody who's watched Kung Pao Enter the Fist should absolutely recognize the thing that I have for my membership notification. .exe, I don't know what that is. App? .app? Yeah, exactly. Just give it a different, like, thing, and it's like, you got a good point, man. So we're gonna try to fast boot there. Game list settings. I'm just gonna go to my downloads folder for the moment, because I think that's a safe thing to pick. Yes, scan it, it's fine. I think that the download's done. Yes. Scan for new games. Alright. Controller settings. It's gonna be an analog... I mean, like, it really doesn't matter for this game. It could be a fucking digital controller. Shit. Up, down, left, right. Yes, I am doing this very quickly. Triangle, cross, circle, square. Hell, we could play Spiral in this. Oh, why didn't you say it in the first place? Exactly, even though you said it like 5 times. Remember, kids, computers really aren't that smart. The only thing computers do is do things fast, but they only do what we tell them to do fast. So if something is wrong with the computer, you or a programmer that programmed the program told it to do something wrong. Alright, cool. So that should be good. I'm not gonna bother with any enhancement bullshit. Like, just show me the fucking game, man. I don't need to see anything pretty. Alright, we got M&M's Lost Formulas in the house, I think. Let me see if it loads right. Well, that's not right. Alright. Let me power off the console. Go to the BIOS settings, turn off the fast boot, because that might be messing with it. Start BIOS. BIOS is working. Sometimes I really just want to reach in and strangle the computer. Me too, man. The amount of times I've had to deal with stupid shit going on, it's frustrating as hell. Alright. BIOS is loading. I don't have any audio. Oh, are you not reading the fucking disc? Please read the disc, friend. Game change, reloading memory cards. Reset. At a breakneck 5 FPS coming in from the top rope. No. Okay, it is not loading this properly, but it is loading the BIOS. Okay, let me refresh, and I'm gonna just turn the whole console off again. Drop some frames there. Yeah, couple frames, it looks like. I'm just looking at, like, OBS stuff. I'm trying to get the emulator set up, okay? Leave me alone. I think I've got it. Hopefully. No. It's not loading into the game for some reason. Is this should be the PS1 version. It's the US PS1 version. Alright, let me specify which BIOS file in particular it wants as opposed to just letting it do its thing. So... I think that's it. That should be the right BIOS file. Come on, man. Just fucking work, please. Okay, that's definitely the right thing. Also, apparently the controller's not working, so we're off to a fucking roaring start, kids. There we go. Gotta keep the streamer on edge with the fear of connection issues. Oh yeah, no, you gotta keep them on edge. I don't care anymore is the thing. If I go offline, oh well, sorry. Don't know what to say. Okay, so it doesn't think that there's a CD in the drive. Which is not a good sign, normally. So why doesn't it think that there's a CD in the drive? Remove the disk. Because I'm getting the BIOS to come up. The BIOS is working fine, actually. I'm just confused as to why it's not loading console region. Just make sure that it's NTSCU. I apologize for everybody who's very confused as to what the fuck I'm talking about, because honestly, sometimes I'm confused about it too. Is it that one program? Is that one program still mounted? No, I don't think so. It's a completely different thing too. Like the disc was mounted, yeah. So like I don't think that was the issue, but we can unmount the disc. I'm telling it which file to load in. I'm telling it to load in this specific ISO. Alright, reset. Please work. Let me play PlayStation game. Okay, fine, you guys can look at this shit. Take a look at this bullshit. Look at this. This is the PlayStation... For anybody who doesn't know, this is the US PlayStation BIOS menu. It has this, you can just play CDs in it. So like if I loaded an audio CD in here, we could use it as a CD player. But that would be weird. Anyway, ignore that. BIOS has worked fine. Yeah, so I don't know why. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna turn off DuckStation and we're gonna turn it back on. Where are you at, homie? There you are. Alright. Settings. Hold on. Let me look at something. Let me check the compatibility list for DuckStation. It's not even on here, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest, but that's a problem. Because I can't think of any other emulators that run well on Linux. You know what, fuck it, we're doing this the fun way. We're gonna do this the very fun way, guys. I know exactly what I want to do now. I am gonna find all of the... Yep, here we go. M&Ms The Lost Formula Cinematics. Alright, kids. Who put it in 4K? I want to point out how fucking stupid this is. Okay, I know where all that extra video I'm sorry. Ever since Cake had that mishap, I keep having to replace it mentally. Oh, no, it's very funny. Yes, we're already mounting the proper discs. Yes. Yes, we are, in fact, mounting the proper discs. You are correct. Alright, so I know what we're doing, guys. This right here is all of the M&M's Lost Formulas cutscenes. Between levels, we're just gonna play this. Okay? I'm gonna boot up. I'm gonna go get out another better game to play. We're gonna go get Crash Bandicoot 1, and then I'm gonna play these cutscenes between all of them. Yeah, the Rainbow Jazz Stripe really reminds me of the early 2000s, exactly, Walker Pierce. Alright. Where's Crash 1? It is in here somewhere. There we go. Fuck it, we're playing a better game, guys. You gotta improvise, man. I'm gonna rename. Somebody remind me to rename this stream afterwards. And also maybe cut out the, like, hour-and-a-half technical difficulties. I don't know. I got a useless PS1 from my cousin when I was 10 or 11. It didn't have any memory cards and, like, two games, so we really only used it for a CD player. Alright, so let me shut the playlist up. Shut up. Alright, now I just need to figure out how we're gonna do that. 'Cause that's gonna be a little bit messy. Yeah, actually, I can just give you guys whatever I'm hearing, so... Oop. Hold on a sec. Is it already open? Yes, and it's broken, too. Excellent. Alright. There we go. See this mess? See all this shit? This is your guys' fault, because you want me to stream. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, I'm gonna... How exactly do I want to do this? I want to take the output from my headphones here, and I want to run it into an OBS input, and that OBS input is desktop out right now, which is... somewhere. Frogger 3D. Dude, I just picked up Frogger 3D yesterday. I forgot that I remember that game from my childhood. We did not have the original copy anymore. I thought I made it up for like years. I knew that it existed by yesterday, but like I thought I made that game up for fucking years. Okay? You want to talk about some crazy shit? Okay, so if I just set this up to desktop output and then this thing. Okay. And then I make sure I don't hear myself. I'll gladly take the blame. I'm so here for this. Can you guys hear me double? Because if you guys can't hear me double, I'm good. Actually, wait. I can just fucking disconnect it. Because I forgot I can do that. I don't know why it keeps trying to fucking connect to everything. It's really weird. Alright. This Firefox output here, this shit, I want this to go down to here, and it's gonna be loud as fuck. Let's go. I can hear these nuts. Thank you, Zero. Johannes is a... Johan... Oh, man. Alright.
Is that a new candy? Are we being phased out?
We are going on vacation. Come on.
I need to be able to put my webcam out. Hold on.
Last thing before we arrivederci. Who did you leave in charge of the candy factory? Hello? It's what? Say what? And what?
You're turning red.
Repeat after me. I did not leave the M&M's minis in charge of the candy factory.
I've never heard the music here.
Has your chocolate melted? Have you gone completely
Aw, true love in the chat, guys. You love to see it.
All they need is a chance.
We're gonna watch this cutscene one more time, and I'm gonna boot up Crash Bandicoot 1.
All you need is a brain donor. Get to the factory, pronto! There's a Minis mutiny going on. They've stolen the formulas for all the M&M's candies. Stop those Minis! Find those formulas! Go, go, go! There goes my partner. There goes my career.
Alright. There's your first cutscene, guys. So, Yellow is now running back to the factory as quickly as he can. Let's go over to gameplay. Guys, everybody welcome in. This is an old favorite game of mine. This is M&M's Shell Shocked. It's an old sort of shitty licensed game that I've had for years and years since I was a little kid. And it's been interesting. It's been a good time to go back to it again. I'm excited for it. Does this game have the sexy green M&M in it? Because if so, Tucker Carlson endorses the stream. Yeah, that's him right there. Or her. That's her right there. Right that way. That way on the screen. That's the green M&M. Of course Tucker Carlson likes that. Shit, I like that. No. Alright. Insanity Beach. For the record, I have beaten this game before. It's hard. Anybody who tells you the Crash Bandicoot is an easy game is fucking wrong. A Naughty Dog creation. I thought this was made by a different company, but yeah, you know what? It was Naughty Dog with Universal, right? Yes, smoking hot. There you go. This game does not have analog stick controls. This game came out before the dual analog or the DualShock 1 came out. And I'm playing it on a DualShock 2 with a PS2. Or rather, on a PS2 with a DualShock 2. I guess would be a better way to put it. I'm not going to be 100%ing this. Don't anybody get their fucking hopes up that I'm going to try and 100% this game. This game is hard. And 100%ing this game is abysmally hard. I watched Deo the other, it was like a month ago. He stayed up for like 16 fucking hours trying to beat this game. Imagine not 100%ing Crash 1. Imagine. How's the volume, guys? Maybe do a cheeky ping in Discord in case anybody actually came here for the games and not the rants. Yeah, we could. Walker Pierce, you want to take care of that one? Just say, hey, we're past technical issues. We're not playing. I don't know how you want to word it. I don't know how you want to word it. If you want to, like, play it straight or what. But we are playing video games. Yeah, my rants are literally just me yelling about the things that are happening on stream. Watching Two Shoes trying to play the remake was hysterical. Oh god, I felt so bad for him. He did not deserve to deal with that crap. I think he spent like 2 hours on one level and we were all just sitting there going like, keep going, yeah! Game could be a bit louder, not a problem. I will say, this game has a very unique soundtrack, even in comparison to the other Crash games. It's just like MIDI instruments. It's very simple. Aku Aku is Greg Eagles, who is also the DARPA chief in MGS2. Things I didn't know. A tad louder. Okay. Yeah, I guess this game's got a kind of quiet ambience to it, so it's not as bad as, like, say, games that have a ton. Turn it down a little bit. I guess it's not quite as bad as games that have, like, a ton of, like, ambience or, like, really loud music playing in the background. Even with it compressed, there's only so much that I can do as far as making the audio sound better.
What have I got?
This game also just controls very differently from the rest of the Crash games. Even like the PS 2 or the PS1 ones. Crash 2 and 3 are on a very different engine, I think. It's just a very different game. Actually, I don't need to get any of the fucking bonuses. Sorry, Tawna can just leave. I don't need Tawna. That was wonky sounding. But yeah, this game came out, you have to control it with the D-pad, which is a little unfortunate for a game like this. Realistically, 3D games do tend to control better with a proper, analog stick as opposed to a D-pad. Communicating feedback with 20 to 30 second delay is always fun. Oh yeah, mind you, I have it set up on low delay for the chat. Just saying. It's set up on low delay. Yeah, I'm not gonna save this. If we gotta play through Crash, we're gonna play through it in like one go. We'll play through this next level, and then I'll play another one of the cutscenes from the M&Ms game. I like that Coco is now playable. It was a fun addition. Yeah, and it didn't really hurt anything. I don't think it was a bad decision. It was kind of like a nothing decision as far as like actually doing anything in gameplay, but it was fine. It was nice to be able to see a different character on the screen, if nothing else. Man, I gotta tell you, this M&Ms game is a lot more jungly than I thought it was. Anyway, let's watch a cutscene again. Let's just watch a cutscene again. Oop, there we go.
Oh no! It's Big Boss Cam!
Sir, I did
Smile, you're on Big Boss Cam.
The minis in charge of the factory.
He delegated, the hallmark of a confident manager.
They're turning the whole place upside down.
A chance to review our emergency plans.
I don't know what to do. Please help me. Oh, please.
Today's manager can admit that he doesn't have all the answers.
I'm a big, huge, yellow goofball.
He's a big, huge, yellow goofball. So, hot enough for you?
Crash, but I break 0 boxes. You know, there's a level in Crash 2 where you have to do that for the gem. Not kidding. Big boss? Yeah, it's Big Boss. Good job, boss. That's why you're the best. Boss, you killed a child. That's easily one of the funniest glitches in MGS5. Or in any MGS game, realistically. Like, it's just so stupid. Fun fact, you do run faster as Mask Crash. But there's a faster technique for running when you're doing speedruns in this game. It's called zigzagging. Basically, due to the way the game's movement works, every time you change directions, you get a small increase in movement speed, because the game's based on 8-axis movement. And so you end up with some really wonky shit going on, basically, is what happens. Aw, oh, damn, I could have grabbed that one. Oh well. That's fine. But basically, yeah, because every time you change directions, you, like, increase speed slightly for, like, a very small amount of time. So you can do some really goofy shit with that, including, if you do it for the whole run, speed up your run by a very, very large margin. That's another thing I think they did well in this game, is they really made sure that you had enough lives for everything. Because this game does get very difficult, especially towards the end, with levels like Fumbling in the Dark. And especially if you're trying to 100% it. Mind you, in this game, to 100% this game, you have to collect all crates in the level without dying. If you die once, you have to restart the whole level. This is a 90s platform if I've ever seen one. This is one of the first 3D platformers. I'll admit, it doesn't hold up very well, but it's fine. Bonk. This was the level 2 shoes spent 2 hours on. Oh yeah, this level's awful. This level's fucking horrible if you don't know what you're doing. Although there are levels later in the game that are way worse. Sunset Vista is an incredibly long level. It's like around the midpoint of the run, but it's one of the longest fucking levels. The Great Gate is a hard level. There's another level like this in a little bit. On the same island. But yes, this level is hard. Also, there's little, like, yellow dot things that you see. Those are the yellow gems. Or those you need yellow gems to get. If you get the yellow gem, then those become platforms you can jump over with. Colors, music, and models scream early, proper 3D, and I love it. Yeah, I mean, like, there's no texturing on the model. It's just a color. It's, like, basically just flat colors with, like, some baked-in shading. It's interesting. It's really interesting. And this is why, even if you manage to get low poly models, they don't always look right in modern game engines, because you have to make them the same way. You have to bake in the lighting into the textures that you're using. Stuff like that. Alright, let's watch another cutscene for this, because I don't think I'm gonna fucking beat this game. Alright. Okay, let's watch another cutscene, guys.
Oh, shoot.
I'll say, this factory's full of them. Well, while you're shooting the shoots, I'll be in the green room mapping a new offensive strategy. Or hiding in a broom closet. Whatever.
Alright. So next up in Crash, we're heading into a factory, right? That's what that seems to imply. Which, like, yeah, you know what? I believe it. I believe it. The level's called Boulders. That reminds me of a factory, right? There's, you know, boulders go down chutes like normal in factories. Normal factory things. People gotta manufacture those boulders, man. See, look. This is exactly like a factory. See the flora and the fauna everywhere? See the butterflies? That's very normal for a factory to have in it. I'm an engineer, I should know this. I specialize in construction stuff, so like a lot of what I've seen is definitely in factories. You have to bake in lighting and basically use some vertex coloring instead of 100% texturing. Yeah, vertex painting, which by the way looks gorgeous. If you want to see some good examples of like good vertex painting, check out Spyro 1's level backgrounds. They are absolutely gorgeous. I don't think that I can zigzag very well. Yeah, I'm gonna end up, like, stopping randomly. That would've sucked if I got hit there. The engineer is here. Oh, man. Alright. Also, that didgeridoo sound effect, that gets used for when you get killed by a nitro crate in the later games. I don't remember if it does it in this one. Anyway, Boulders is a good level. They really wanted a level where you actually look at the face of the character. Also, the reason... This is one of those... What's a good way of putting it? There's an interesting point here in that a lot of the levels in Crash are designed the way that they are. Yeah, that's what I figured was going to happen. It's hard to keep straight down on the analog stick. Or on the D-pad, rather. It's hard to, like, keep straight down while also adjusting and not, like, losing a ton of time due to, like, just stopping randomly. But yeah, one of the interesting things about this game in particular is that, like, the reason that all the levels have these fixed camera, like, movement positions, like, the cameras are kind of, like, on rails, in a way, is because, they wanted to make these big, lush environments, but they realized that they couldn't do that in 3D without having the actual, like, PS2, or the PS1, like, lag out because there was too much stuff on screen. So they're specifically manipulating the camera position so they can do what's called object culling, which is just removing images, or removing things from the graphics on the outside border of the screen. basically removing stuff that you can't see in order to make the game run better. And so that's why the cameras are always in specific positions and they only move back and forth. That's why there aren't many left and right levels in Crash. Or if there are, then they generally tend to be less detailed because they can't put as much detail without making the PS1 lag out. This doesn't look like M&Ms. Sure it does, dude. Dude, you just gotta look a little bit harder. Alright, look a little bit harder at this, okay? See, look.
Urgent memo from upstairs.
This is M&Ms.
Ow. Memo. Get things under control now, or we're sending in Green to finish the job. Green. How do I look?
Chill out, Romeo. If Green comes to finish the job, guess who gets all the credit, all the kudos, all the job well done?
Don't tell me.
Look at those M&Ms. How y'all doing? Alex, Bree, how you guys doing today?
Green, green!
Green.
Where?
Ay, ay, ay.
See, I told you guys, this is Crash Bandicoot. I mean, this is M&Ms. I mean, this is Crash Bandicoot. I mean, those polygons, yes, all those polygons. Anyway, long story short, guys, my disc for M&M's Shell Shocked is broken. I can't get the emulator working, and I can't get the PC version working. So, yeah, we're just, we're playing M&M's Shell Shocked, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. But yes, the music in this franchise is honestly, it just slaps. It's a unique thing because it's so, like, it's very simple music. Like, I don't think anybody can, like, say anything about that. Yeah, guys, we found the green. We gotta get that green. Good morning, almost afternoon. Yeah, we're doing good. We're having a good time. I'm gonna apparently not jump because the controller decided I didn't need to. Yeah, Engineer Gaming. Dude, I've seen like 5 channels called Engineer Gaming. It's genuinely funny. Okay, that was my bag because I wasn't paying attention for the fish. Yeah, this is like a normal factory setting, though. This is exactly like M&M's Shell Shock. I mean, this is M&M's Shell Shock. Look at that face. That looks like Yellow, right? That looks like the dude is voiced by J.K. Simmons. Which, yes, Yellow is voiced by J.K. Simmons in M&M's Shell Shocked and The Lost Formulas by extension. Which is just the PC version of the same game.
What have I got?
Nah, Johansson, you probably don't know Bree by another name. Local friend of mine. We are big vibing today with some Crash Bandicoot, I mean M&Ms. This is wild as luau, J.K. Simmons house. Can we just start saying that for everything? Can we just start putting Gex quotes in and just replacing whatever celebrities with, like, the same person, with, like, whatever person we're talking about? In your case, it would be true. The engineer is, in fact, gaming. That is true. Also, yes, anybody wondering, this shit's very hard because you can't use an analog stick to move. I feel we have to. Yeah, anytime we're talking about a celebrity now, everybody in the chat just has to go, this is wild as the luau at blank's house. Doesn't matter who it is. Rash Bandicoot. Yeah, Rash Bandicoot. I have other Crash games. I could play through them. Hell, I have fucking Crash Twinsanity, and again, jump button decided it wasn't working today. Yeet. But yeah, I'm thinking today's gonna be pretty chill for me. I'm gonna do this, and then I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do. So I need to start planning stuff for my trip to Europe. Obviously, I've been planning for a while, but I need to plan what I'm actually going to be doing on the flights over. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna load up my phone with a couple seasons of some shows and a bunch of music, and we're just gonna go from there. The jungle reminds me of DK64. Alright, we got a boss, guys. It's our first boss. This is the floor manager for the factory. He's a little bit cranky. He had to get up early today. He's been dealing with a lot of issues recently. Oh, you can get hit by that. That's funny. Also, yeah! M and Coots crashing M's. Alright, guys, we got some more, we got another cutscene. We unlocked another cutscene in the game. Let's have a look here. I hate that every time I flip it over, it flips the video onto my other monitor.
Hey, Red, this reminds me of the time we were shooting a commercial outside that paint.
I heard the, hey, this reminds me of, and I immediately started thinking about the luau joke again. Hey, Red, this reminds me of the time we went to the luau at J.K. Simmons' house, and he's talking about himself because J.K. Simmons is voicing Yellow in this.
Store, and the paint cans blew up, and we flew half a mile into a garbage truck, and the...
Yeah. Thanks for that do-si-do down memory lane.
It's a good frame. I like that. It's a good frame. Actually, wait. I can make this better. That's not right. No, we need wide. Here. We gotta make it wide, folks. It's gotta be wide. Also, I don't have the hotkey set up on here. Cool note, a DK64 kiosk cartridge is available for sale at a book and game store in Nashville. It's like 1.2K. I think. Then again, they were supposed to be destroyed. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's worth that much, Walker Pierce. Yes, wide drawn, which I can do actively on here. Just fine for the most part, except for the fact where I'm not centered every time because I don't have anything to center myself. I don't have like a reference point where I like keep the camera every time because I move my camera because it's my phone and I don't keep the mount in the same spot. Gotta get another wide zoom jump scare. You just kind of go. All right, we got some more M&Ms shell shocked for you guys. My instinct is to always go back to the beginning of a level now because I've dealt with so many levels, especially in like fucking you guys want to talk about a game that's just not fair? Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country 1 has some of the most bullshit like secrets in any game I've ever seen. I swear my controller is not picking up some of my jump inputs. Yes, we gotta get wide. If you're not wide, what are you doing, man? You know what? There is one thing that I kind of wish. So, like, I took my brother... I posted pictures in the server, I believe, but, I took my brother out to try out sushi for the first time because he never had sushi before. And I took him out. That was yesterday. And, we had a good time. We went out to a local game store and picked up a couple games, hung out for a little bit, and then, we got some sushi. And he couldn't really deal with the sushi texture of the raw fish necessarily, but we got some tempura. We got a roll with tempura in it, and we got the California rolls, and he actually seemed to like those a lot. So I was happy with that. And I was sitting there and just thinking, I'm like, the only thing that would make me happier is if this place served bubble tea, because there is nowhere near my house that serves bubble tea, and it is frustrating as hell. I would very much like to have bubble tea. DKC is oh so good, but it's complete bullshit, man. It's complete bull. Very seldom in my life have I come across a game that has more bullshit than that. I was playing it with, unfortunately, somebody I don't talk to much anymore. For, not friendly reasons. But I was playing it with somebody, and we were just sitting there, I was like, okay, so if you just go backwards at the beginning of, like, every level, there's almost always some bullshit. I like sushi. I love sushi. I've got some extra sushi. That might be lunch today. Come get bubble tea with Jet. Yes, I would love to do that, Bree. I would love to get some bubble tea with you guys. I think the X button on this thing needs replaced or cleaned or something. Maybe the pad needs replaced. Oh. No, I think the whole connection's just fucked. Come on. Be nice to me, please. There we go. Yes, I would love to go get bubble tea with you guys at some point. Y'all just need to tell me what day is cool to come down, because, like, I'm free on weekends, and I can make myself free at, like, earlier on a few days. The amount of sushi I ate in Japan is medically inadvisable. I don't blame you. Sushi is fucking good. Some people don't like sushi, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with not liking sushi. If you like sushi, just like, yeah, like people who like sushi are generally like, yeah, no, I will eat this stuff like pretty much whenever. How was I supposed to know it was there? It came flying in from off screen. Yes, that happens so much. How does July 16th sound? For what? For bubble tea? We could do that. I'm trying to think. When am I gonna be? Yeah. I'm just thinking like TwitchCon and all that. TwitchCon, we could do whatever, honestly, I don't mind. Also, this level is also kind of bullshit. They changed the hog's speed. They did this in Crash 2 as well, I think, with one of the polar levels. Yeah, hog ride. This level's great. I love this level. Mind you, they had to change this in the remake because they realized that there was an implication here of Crash maybe wanting to do something with the boar. Don't think I've ever had some. It's quite good. It's just it's a milk tea. It's a sweetened. It's black tea, milk, something to sweeten it. Usually sugar or something along those lines. And you can make whatever kind of tea you want. Realistically, it works better with black teas. And then you put in tapioca pearls in the bottom. And the tapioca pearls are really just sort of fun. It helps you. It's a fun beverage, right? You need to go to the right there. Yeah, if we can find a bubble tea place in Amsterdam, I'd be happy to. The face that Crash makes is so good. Crash, squeeze my hog. Maybe I shouldn't read things aloud from chat some days. Maybe some things are best left just not said. But yes, I'd love to come get bubble tea with you and Jazz sometime, Bree, because I haven't had bubble tea in a while. I usually have it, so I go down to close to where you are, Bree. I go down to close to where you are, and I'm pretty sure I know the place that you guys would normally go, because I go there with my friends. Ooh, hot pot of ramen? Yeah, I'd be down. Oh man, there's a ramen place in it's on 40. There's a ramen place on 40 that I really like. I could show you guys to that one at some point, but I'd be down for hot pot. I don't think I've ever actually been to a hot pot place. I know what it is, but just thinking off the top of my head, not a big fan of the tapioca pearls, not too fond of the texture. Fair. Entirely fair. Alright guys, who's ready for some more cutscenes? Some more beautiful Crash. I mean, there are a non-zero number of streamers who read everything I say before saying it out loud. I have no idea why. Nobody should trust you, man. Zero, nobody should trust you. I don't care, which is why I usually say stuff.
For a big guy, I'm surprised.
But yeah, the nearest bubble tea place for me is like 40 minutes away, easily.
I think I'll be giving you a very favorable.
Sure, go ahead and write your report. Tell them we're nothing but a couple of overpaid nincompoops.
Ixnay on the nincompoop-nay.
Tell them we botched the whole thing from start to finish.
She said she was impressed.
But tell them this, and get it word for word. They can't fire me. Impressed, huh? Well, what can I say? We do our best. And wait till you hear about our incentives program. Forget stock options. Snack options are where it's at.
Sometimes that candy amazes me.
Yes, it is time for the Tucker Carlson candy. Things I didn't expect to say today, but, you know. And yes, I am going to do my transition every time, because I need time to flip over my monitors and everything, and that helps with it. Nobody should trust you. Yeah, nobody should trust Zero with anything, ever. Native Fortress is another level that's pretty fucking difficult sometimes. Honestly, this whole game just gets absurdly difficult once you get past these levels, too. Like, the first island is kind of reasonable. The rest of the game is not.
What have I got?
Especially if you don't know what you're doing. Like, I have not played through this game enough to know all the cycles for everything. So, sometimes this game is just, like, absolutely insanely frustratingly difficult. By the way, how's the singular Maryland crab doing? He's doing pretty good. He's chilling out in the bay, you know, same as usual, just hanging. Fuck. He's just hanging, you know. He's been catching a couple fish here and there. He's feeling pretty comfy. He's been getting kind of stressed out with some stuff lately. Yes, the masks making the sounds. I don't know how that counted as me jumping on him, but okay. If I remember right, this game may not have coyote timing. Anybody who doesn't know what coyote time is, basically it's time after you leave the platform in a platformer where you're still capable of jumping. It's meant to be there as like a failsafe, basically. That was intentional, actually. I jumped and I realized I was gonna get hit, but I also realized I wasn't gonna make it, so I just stopped in the middle and got hit. Because you're dummy thick, David. Are you sure about that? You sure that's the reason? Ooh, boo woo. Thank you, Alex. Kinda wish the giant Maryland crab was real. What are you talking about? It is real. It's a very real thing, made by very real people. I mean, made by nature. Just like M&Ms Shell Shocked, made by nature. That's why there's a factory in the game. It just sort of predicted that factories would become a thing in the 1800s. Did I mention that the M&Ms Shell Shock game takes place in the 1800s? It's like a very early factory story. It's an adaptation of a very early factory story. It's very early history for the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Resolution. We all resolved to be industrial. You ever realize you're having an improv you're having an improv skit with yourself? Because that's what I just realized I was doing. Maybe I should do improv. The reason that I'm doing these bonuses isn't because you need... I don't even think you need the crates from them, if I recall correctly. You might. But the reason I'm doing them isn't because I'm trying to go for 100% completion. It's because they count as save points, which means they count as respawn points. Because the crates just act as like a respawn point, basically. Which for some of these levels is very nice. Yeah, I remember, Zero, I remember I was in Two Shoes' stream for Crash Bandicoot, the remake, and I just went, hey, are you using the analog stick? He was like, yeah, how could you tell? I was like, because you keep moving off of the platform slightly. Like, you kept moving off the platform and, like, almost falling off, and I was like, you might want to try the D-pad, actually, for this game. But no, they just made that game difficult as hell to do for no good reason. We, the undersigned, do resolve to be industrial and destroy the planet in the process. Exactly. That's why we got Captain Planet. Captain Planet was actually a satire on the Industrial Revolution. You'd have YouTubers making videos like, we poked the giant crab today and here's what happened. And I let my best friend get cut in half by the giant Maryland crab. I would love that. Aside from the fact that that would definitely end up on like a gore site and not on YouTube. But yes, people would definitely do that. This section's kind of a bitch. Also, the cycles don't line up here. Oh, this is the back end of it. I thought it was further in. This level is outrageous. I don't know how that hit me, but okay. This level is absolutely dumb. Is incredibly, absolutely, inexcusably dumb, and we're just gonna do this. Suck it, Dan. No. This shit's hard. Nemo touched the butt. He did touch the butt. Hello? There we go. I will say, one of the nice things about having, like, what's effectively, like, one of the highest grade commercial capture cards on the market is that there is zero input latency. Or, if almost zero. The zero might actually, the zero input or the non-zero input latency might be coming from my splitter. Now that I'm thinking about it, as opposed to the capture card. Because if I got a good splitter, I get a feeling that I wouldn't have any input latency whatsoever. Whether it's video or audio. And the audio on this thing is honestly really good. Like, it's super... I'm not listening to, like, my computer monitor that's plugged in directly. I'm listening to the capture card, which is processing the signal. And there's still, like, plenty of... like, it's not delayed at all, basically. And yes, I am going to keep flexing that I got a $900 capture card for, like, 450 bucks. Because that was a good deal. Dr. Zero's on your input? Yeah, Zero, what you got to say about this input? Yeah, there's a platform there, I realized too late. I was like, how do you do this section? Are we all the way back here? No, we're here. That's fine. But yeah, this is honestly not the Crash game that I grew up with. Like, I played this game when I was younger, but I didn't really play it. I played it with my babysitter because they were much more capable of playing this game than I was. But even then, they weren't very into video games. They only did it because I did it. I played a lot of Spyro. I played Crash 3 specifically a lot, and some Crash 2, I think. Dr. Zero was my wrestling name. That would actually be an excellent wrestling name. 100% recommend it. Anybody want to steal that? I don't think Zero would mind. How? Did you wrestle with the afro or the pink hair? Or the green wig? You could have gone with the green wig, too. We talked about that yesterday in stream. I forgot that circle also gives you a spin. You know, they used to call me Crash Bandicoot in high school. I have no idea why. If anybody wants to take a guess at it, I'd be more than happy to talk about that a little bit. I wore a full-body gorilla costume. Looking back, I'm amazed it was allowed. I mean, they gotta have someone in there, right? Now, was it a luchador wrestling? Was it luchador wrestling or just normal, like, pro wrestling? Or, you know, amateur wrestling, hell. Okay, I'll take that one. That was because I pushed right way too early, because I was trying to make sure that I bounced off of the thing and then kept momentum so that I could make it to the next platform, but I just pressed it way too early there. Nope. They time those just long enough that there's no way that you can jump between them and keep enough airtime to keep out of the cycle. Then again, this was still in that... this was at the tail end of that era of video games where it was just like, hey, what if we make the game longer by making it harder to deal with? Ancient Greek-style Olympic wrestling. I don't know if you've seen an oiled-up gorilla, but it's... yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun time. Impossible to get the oil out of the polyester fibers. Oh, yeah. Especially if it was, like, a non-plant-based oil. That's terrible, man. You have to, like, comb that shit out. Alright. We are through Crash Bandicoot. This is the last little run, and there's not many places to die on here, if any. Also, they give you a ton of extra lives at the end here because they realize they fucked up and made that too hard. This is one of those things where I keep looking at this, I'm like, how did this pass level design? There's so many games out here. God damn it, I forgot about that. There's so many games that I see where I'm just like, how did this level make it past QA? And the answer is a lot of those teams didn't have QA, per se. It was just some people playtesting the game to make sure it wasn't, like, absolutely broken. There we go. And now Crash just zoops off into fucking nowhere. Alright. Guys, I think it's time for another, I think that's the first island done. Yeah, it is. Alright, cool. That's our first factory complete. We need to go watch some more cutscenes, alright? Everybody come watch some more cutscenes with me from M&M's Shell Shock, which is definitely what we're playing right now, and not Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, Yellow.
Why are there longer
pack it in.
pauses between certain cutscenes than others?
Candies get packed into bags and boxes.
I knew that. I did.
Oh, then you know that you'll be plunging through the hazardous equipment while I provide the moral support.
I knew that. I did.
Alright, so Crash is going to be plunging through some equipment here. I mean, Yellow. I mean, Crash. I mean, probably both of them, honestly. Alright. Up the creek. This is a fun level. So, you may not have noticed the difference, but there is a variation. In the last level like this, there's some variations between the different plants here. The green ones react when you jump on them and try and hit you. The blue ones are on a cycle. Crash can plunge through my equipment anytime. You know, this was that whole thing about, like, you're not to be trusted. We're bringing that back. I don't mind reading that. That's because I know it's not what I'm saying. Nope. Good thing that was the checkpoint, huh? Things that people shouldn't have to read, though, Zero. That's what we're talking about. How's, Zero, you were playing something today, right? Maybe not streaming it, but you were playing something. You said you were playing something on the couch on the PS3? I actually almost picked up a PS3 yesterday while I was at said local game store. I really, really want one of the PS3s that is, I really, really want a PS3 that is backwards compatible with PS2 games. But unfortunately, those are rare, and they tend to go for a lot of money, and also they tend to be some of the least reliable models. Crash my party. Dude, where's my party? Crash my bash. Crash Bash. Those people who speedrun Crash Bash. Like, I know people who speedrun Crash Bash. That game is pain to speedrun. I'm gonna play Ni no Kuni 1. Ah, gotcha. After calling that, folks, I really enjoyed the sequel, but the first one is a little dated. Fair enough. Bash my Crash. Crash my Bash. Yeah, that's what I figured was gonna happen there, unfortunately. Two whales were sitting at the bar. One turns to the other and goes, "Woo, woo." Everyone looks at them confused, but the two were whales, but it seemed very funny. Yeah. I'm sure nobody understood it, but you know. I have to say, there's like one or two games that I really never want to go back and play again. Those games, honestly, Oblivion, I don't want to go back and play Oblivion again unless I'm doing it with like 2 million mods and a bunch of nonsense going on with like console commands and shit. I'm not kidding. I don't want to go back to that game. I didn't even beat it. I just had my fair share of it. It was enough Oblivion. And I know people love that game to death. I feel like the only reason people really love that game is because it was one of the games that they had when the Xbox 360 came out. It was an Xbox 360 game. And it was one of the games that came out before Halo 3 came out, which is the main reason why people bought Xbox 360s. Not the only reason, mind you, but it was a big reason why people bought Xbox 360s. So, fun fact, every time you jump on a box, or every time you jump on a thing, like every time you bounce off of something, a counter goes up in the code, you can actually, in Crash 2 and 3, you can or specifically in Crash. No, it is Crash 2 and 3, but I think it's specifically 2. You can actually trick the game into giving you crystals by doing that, because you actually like overflow the value that's supposed to be there. Modded Oblivion is very fun. Vanilla Oblivion is like Morrowind, but not as good. Yeah, there's a bunch of issues with it that I'm just like, I don't want to deal with. Scrim. Skyrim is another game where it's just like, I just don't want to mod the hell out of a game like that. Like, I'd rather just play a game, you know? Like, I'd rather just boot up, like, especially roguelikes. Roguelikes are so easy for me to just hop into, do a run, and then be done. Alright, guys, let's watch another cutscene here. Boop, 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 boop.
Bagged, boxed, and ready to ship.
Hey, I'm stuck in a box over here.
What's that, little buddy? Can't hear you.
I'm stuck in a box over here.
Not copying your transmission.
I said I'm stuck in a box over here.
No, you're not.
Why do Spokes candies work in pairs? The little dough guy works alone. He's happy.
Now you're in a box.
Now I'm in a state of emotional despair. There's a difference.
You know, that was really deep, honestly. That was really deep commentary on, like, just the state of the industry at the time, you know? You never know what people are going through. Daggerfall. I actually wouldn't mind playing Daggerfall. There's a source, or not a source, there's a source port. No, there's a port of Daggerfall into, I want to say it was Unity. It's quite good. After full Oblivion Gaze, I lose any interest in not speedrunning to the Sigil Stone, ignoring everything else. Yes. I also get kind of tired of hearing potato-faced people say, "Have you heard of the High Elves?" Yeah, we're fighting Ripperoo, guys. This is not a hard fight. I'm still probably gonna mess it up once or twice. Oh, right, I was thinking about the Crash 2 Ripperoo fight. Oops. Fortunately, he follows set patterns. Changing patterns. I don't remember what the last pattern is. Time to go watch Tom Cruise pretend he's not old. Ah, have fun, Alex. Have a good time. I ain't old. Have you heard of the High Elves? Literally a High Elf. No. Like, you're talking about a major race on your continent. How have you not heard of them? It's very confusing. This is gonna be a nuisance. Yes, user is lurking quietly. Initially, that was a mistake, but I actually like having Nightbot just say that instead of actually trying. It also might not be able to hook into the YouTube API very well. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. Yes, exactly. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. It's not even, like, hard. This is just kind of a crap fight. I hate to just be like, yes, this is just boring. Also, I just fell, which is great. It's just a waiting game and hoping that he lands at the right spot at the right time. Stop right there, criminal scum! Exactly. Also, I like how they're just labeled Big TNT. I don't know why they bothered with that. Stripperoo? I surely hope not. Yeah, we gotta hope. A man can hope. A man can dream. This is such a frustrating fucking thing to deal with. I'm like not even focusing on this. I'm like trying to galaxy brain out the fucking strats here. Yeah. You gotta hit one like as it's coming down. Okay. Which is definitely not the same as wahoo! But they wanted him to say something, so he says something. Alright, guys, it's time for another cutscene.
I still need to check you out one last time. Let's see how you do with the heavy equipment.
You want me to use my brain?
Oh.
Or not?
We'll watch this one too. That was Hog Wild, by the way. That's what Hog Wild was.
Gentlemen, it's been an education.
Then give us our report card. F's a funny letter, huh? So F-y and F-ish.
Maybe it stands for fabulous.
Or fantastic.
Or febrifuge. That's medicine used to bring down a fever.
There you go.
Someone fetch me a febrifuge fast.
All right. Well, that definitely like tracks with what was going on in the game here. Man, this is my favorite. This M&Ms is like my favorite game ever. I love this game so much. It's so much fun. This is always a bitch to get. I'm not gonna go for it though, because I'm not doing 100%. Lost City's kind of an annoying level. By the way, whenever you think you don't need extra lives, grab extra lives in this game. Don't trust shit in this game. Don't trust anybody, not even yourself. These bats, they just keep coming in waves until you knock out both of the bats at either end of where they come out of. I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition, playing as a female Canary maid named Tits McGee. Fucking perfect. Zero. Absolutely perfect. You know, I almost picked up a... Okay, so here's the thing. Yesterday I was talking... I mentioned I was like, yeah, I almost picked up a PS3. And the reason I almost picked up a PS3 was because... the reason I almost picked it up and didn't pick it up was because I sat there and I went, what am I actually going to play on it? And the answer is, there's not much I would actually want to play on it. Dragon Age games, maybe? Castlevania, Lords of Shadow? I guess? Oh, right, that guy knocked you away. I thought you could just not deal with him and just spin him. I love this, yes. Bree, I know that you're a fan of Dragon Age. Unfortunately, I've never played. I've just never had access to it as a thing, and I've never cared that much about it. It's the same reason I haven't picked up like Dragon's Dogma. Like, I just don't care enough to play it. Like, Dragon's Dogma is a really, really long game, and it's very slow, and I don't know if I have the fucking attention span for it, honestly. This level aesthetic reminds me of Turok. Fair! It's kind of similar to Turok, I can see that. That sort of, like, tribal mess. Yeah, there's a bunch of ruins on this island from supposedly some civilization or another. don't remember what's back here other than that. Oh, these platforms are awful. I'm glad they didn't bring those back. I forgot about those. Don't ask me how I jumped on him, because I'm not entirely sure myself. I got baited. I get very into role-playing games in entirely the wrong way. Yes, you do. It's very fun. It's very entertaining to watch. Actually, Walker, if you don't mind shouting out Zero. Zero plays video games on Twitch. Excellent lad. Very fun to watch play role-playing games. This point in time was filled with jungle and Aztec-y temples for some reason. Yeah, you had stuff like this, Serious Sam. I think there may have even been some Duke Nukem levels or something. Yes. I really want to get back into, like, role-playing games, like, tabletop role-playing games, but unfortunately, I have too many other things going on. Yeah, that's why I don't like these platforms. Yes, shout out Zerothim. Should work, I hope. I need to play Dragon Age, because the 4th game got announced. Ooh. Man. That means I gotta put effort in and play games. Yeah, Nightbot's just a bit slow, unfortunately. Damn it. I was trying to mash spin so I didn't have to deal with him. Yeah, of course. You were very good and deserve a little bit of recognition for the things that you do, you know? Even if it's just from my channel, which has like 100 subscribers. I am big YouTuber now. I have my own channel and 100 subscribers, therefore I should go talk to PewDiePie about doing a collab. I'm just kidding, I would never want to fucking collab with PewDiePie. Pretty much any major YouTuber, I would be like, no, absolutely not. There's very few YouTubers where I'd be like, yep, I'll do it. Same thing with like, any sort of like, say a brand like tie-in, I wouldn't want to do that. There we go. He should come crawling to you, if anything. If PewDiePie came to me and wanted to talk about a collab, I'd still probably say no, honestly. 100 subs, yet only 6 viewers, yep. Welcome to YouTube, because YouTube doesn't promote streaming content at all. But I'm perfectly comfortable streaming on here, honestly. I like it better than on Twitch, personally. The less shit that I have to deal with, it's almost like the less people I'm dealing with, the more happy I am, generally. Or like, the less, like... It's less complicated, not necessarily the less people thing. Hey, you know what, though? I probably got more live viewers than PewDiePie. I'm not gonna sit here and keep shitting on PewDiePie, but I do not like that man and his content at all. I am stuck in the wall. That's not how that should work. By the way, if you don't jump on that guy to hit that box, you can't hit that box. This game's full of just like little mean things for no good reason. But yeah, I mean, like, as far as streaming on here goes, I think I'm comfortable on here, even if I don't end up getting a shit ton of views on anything. Everything feels a lot simpler and a lot calmer. I don't have to worry about, like, keeping track of, like, channel point shit and, like, subs and bits and, you know, like, keeping track of everything, and I constantly have shit going off, or, like, people want to do, like, there's Twitch etiquette to, like, raid at the end of a stream, and there's a bunch of other stream etiquette where it's like, hey, make sure you, like, stick around or at least say hi at the end of a stream. And it's like, no, I just end the fucking stream and I'm done. Not that I don't like supporting people, but, you know, I'm streaming for my own enjoyment, and usually by the time I get to the end of a stream, I am tired and done with shit. I love the sound effect of the, like, walls sliding in and out. Also, who's, like, keeping those walls? What is the mechanism that is making those walls slide in and out? I'm curious, genuinely. But yeah. I think I like it over here better than Twitch. Yes, sure, I'm not going to be getting nearly as much, like, as far as live content, but basically, Twitch is based around live content, yes, so you're going to get more promotion for that sort of content, but also Twitch doesn't promote small streamers anyway, so a small streamer making live content and basically nothing else isn't going to get anything anyway. You're not going to get traction. I'm cool with just hanging with a couple people who come in to vibe and, like, talk, you know? I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. Motherfucker! I'm not okay with that. That was bullshit. Fucking lizards. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good time with this, vibing, either probably just chilling with it in the background, honestly, that's a-okay. I'm alright with that. I'd rather you guys just have a good time, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to fuck around and play video games that I've probably already played like 20 times. I'm kind of glad that I didn't play M&M's Shell Shock today. Not because I didn't want to play the game, but because I've really been trying to make a habit of not playing games a ton more times, because I already play a ton of roguelikes on and off. Fucking... okay. I've already been playing a ton of roguelikes on and off, and it's just doing the same sort of content over and over, and while I don't necessarily mind that, and I enjoy roguelikes when I do play them, I would like to, like, branch out and play other games more, which is part of my issue. I just need to sit down and, like, play other games. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, by the end of the day, I'm like, I don't know what I want to play, I don't feel like playing this, or that, or that, or that, or trying anything new out. So I just end up playing the same games over and over, so... I think stream is a good way for me to help branch out, which is why I'm kind of glad that I'm playing Death Stranding. On stream, at least. 69, nice, yes. Very nice amount of Wumpa fruit. No, they are not apples or peaches or some shit. They're fucking Wumpa fruit, and if you call them otherwise, I don't really care, actually. You can call them whatever you want. Fucker. Wait, so you can spin them. Okay, I didn't think you could spin them. Because I tried to spin the ones on the ground, and that didn't work. I'm not actually that mad at the game. Wait, no, I can't spin them. It just makes the noise. Okay. So I was right the first time. This game's weird, man. Very wonky mess of a game. Then again, 1996. This game came out before the analog sticks came out. They're Wumpa fruit, but I don't give a fuck, exactly. Hell, I'll call them apples. Yeah, be very passive-aggressive in streams whenever somebody calls these apples or peaches or some shit. You get like, no, they're called Wumpa fruit. What the fuck? You gotta get really mad. No, don't do that. Please, for the love of God, don't get mad at people. Don't try and start stupid drama for people. Like, anything like that, okay? I mean it. Because all it's doing is hurting you and the streamers, alright? That's all it's fucking doing. And it's really just, it's sad to see, because I've been seeing it a lot recently. I've been hearing a lot about it from, like, somebody who's been dealing with, like, years and years of people, like, trying to start drama and harassing him and just being a shithead towards him for no good reason, trying to get him to go back to doing YouTube content instead of making video games and doing things he likes, you know? That's enough ranting about that, though. So we got some, I got some good news. We got more cutscenes. By the way, I'm only playing this until we run out of cutscenes. When we run out of cutscenes, I'm done with this game. We might hit Koala Kong. That's gonna be it, alright? So everybody say hi to Yellow again.
Voila! The power system for the whole
Wow.
M&Ms factory. Madre mia! The minis have been here too!
I can't say I'm shocked.
Oh, I think you'll find a way. Can you say, charge it?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate to what's happening in the game right now. I believe it. You know, we just went through an abandoned temple, so therefore there's electricity everywhere. Yeah, we're going into temple ruins. There was abandoned electrical wires everywhere. It's dangerous, man. The generators are still running 200,000 years later.
What have I got?
These are some of my least favorite levels. Visually, they're not super interesting, and they tend to be piss hard. Like, exceedingly so. Red's face there is a good reaction image. It really is. Maybe we'll hop on that. Maybe I'll take a snip for it for the Discord. Or if y'all want to snip it, or just, like, remind me to do that, send me a timestamp. Actually, you can clip stuff now. We've got live stream clipping, guys. You guys should clip that for me, so that I can take a screenshot of it. Because I'm more than happy to just dump stuff in the Discord server. Again, suggestion box, guys. Anything you guys want in that server. New channels, new emotes, anything. Games you want me to play on the channel, like whatever. Alright? And for anybody who's not familiar, if you're just tuning in or whatever, I have a Discord server that I keep running. I thought that was going to go out way earlier than I did. I have a Discord server that I keep running. I try to post on it every now and then, and people do as well. It's usually a couple times a day. Nice little calm server. You guys can talk about whatever you want, whatever interests you, honestly. I'm curious to hear about it. Whatever makes you guys excited. You know, whatever you guys enjoy. Whether it's video games or whatever else you got going on. Food. New life developments, whatever you guys want to do. Something positive, something nice to hear about at the end of the day, you know? Or the beginning of the day, in some cases. And then I also am over on Twitter, and generally I just shitpost on Twitter. Honestly, it's been kind of inactive for a while. I've been kind of trying to stay off of Twitter like nearly as much as I have. Honestly, staying on social media so much is just not healthy for anybody. And everybody's going to tell you that. It's hard to keep off of it. Best way I've found, just log the fuck out of everything. If you log out, you're going to be fine. Like, you're not going to be, like, incentivized to check it because there's going to be, like, an actual, like, barrier to entry. You have to re-log back in. And even though I have all my stuff, I have all my login info and everything for most of my platforms, like, memorized, I still don't want to go through the effort of logging in. If I sit there and I see a login screen, I'm gonna stop. It's genuinely a good way to, like, keep yourself off of social media as much. I also don't have an Instagram or a Facebook or a MySpace or anything else, basically. No, I have, like, very few other social media platforms. I'm on Reddit, but that's not public. And that's not related to streams at all, basically, so. Also, another problem that people didn't realize with these games, is depth perception, which is why drop shadows are so useful in these games, because they actually allow you to tell your positioning in the XZ plane. Because the problem is, when you're playing a video game, you're trying to emulate what's happening in a 3D environment on a 2D flat screen. You're losing that depth perception. Boomer Dralna, exactly. No, I just don't. I'm tired of dealing with shit, okay? I've been dealing with drama on and off for the past month, and before that, the past year has been filled with so much. I don't even know how else to describe it. Just so much stuff that I just don't want to deal with, and I realize that we have a cutscene to watch. We're gonna watch that right now. But I've been tired. I'm tired of all the drama and all the stupid shit. That's why I'm, like, logging off of most of my platforms and just, like, not bothering with them, you know? Let's get that. Let's get that. That'll do. Let me drop that in a Discord server. I'll just put that in, like, photos for the moment. There you go. I'm mostly on Twitter for trans and science Twitter. Yeah, fair. And stream Twitter too, yeah. Facebook is for friends. Apart from that, not really into social media. Yeah, I realized that a lot of the people that I talked to, or that like nobody was really interacting with my stuff on Facebook. Not that that's bad. I didn't mind it at all, but like I didn't really care for it at all either. And so after I made my Facebook at the beginning of college, so 2015 for me. Nice. That didn't take nearly as long as I expected. Oh no. No. Screenshotting is easy. If that was the thing. That's such a hard fucking spin to do. The game lagged out. It threw me off.
What have I got?
I like let go of holding forward, but I let go of holding forward a specific amount because I know how long that normally takes to like slow you down enough to grab that last platform. But because everything lagged out, it didn't slow me down enough. Also, these boars are invincible. Just saying. Literally, they run across the air and they're invincible. Road to Nowhere is a hell of a level. Perceived death. But yeah, as far as Facebook goes, I just like... I made it at the beginning of college, and I realized that there weren't that many people on there. Like, yeah, sure, I had friends from high school, but personally, I don't care about a lot of my friends from high school. Or at least not enough to, like, keep track and be like, hey, how you doing? What's up? And I really don't want to see all the bullshit that they post. And unfortunately, things got really political with a lot of my friends on Facebook. So I was just like, I'm done. And I just didn't care enough about it. I was also on there for Magic the Gathering Facebook, which is genuinely pretty fun. A lot of silly stuff going on there, but some of those folks have transferred over to Twitter anyway, so... I was trying to jump on the rail, because you can jump on the rail, it's just really hard. It's a really specific timing if you're not used to it. Oh, that's another game I picked up yesterday. So I picked up Frogger yesterday, and I picked up, it's called Vanishing Point. It's a Dreamcast racing sim. Like, it's a Dreamcast, like, realistic driving sim. So I'm kind of excited to try that out. I don't know if I'm going to get to that today, or even anytime soon, really, but, like, I saw it, and it was, like, 25 bucks, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I want more Dreamcast games that are definitely legal and not pirated. Fucking bore. Facebook is decent for actually talking to people if you actually have people to talk to. And the problem is most of my friends either don't use technology, like most of my friends that were on Facebook either don't use technology very well, or just didn't really want to talk to people. So, Dreamcast, my first console. Oh, your first console was a Dreamcast. Very nice. I didn't get into the Dreamcast until after I graduated from high school. That was the first time I got into Dreamcast. I had been looking into it for a while, and I really wanted one, but there wasn't many retro stores near me, and I wasn't used to driving around nearly as much as I am now. So I didn't have that option. Desert Bus 98. Let's fucking go, kids. We got Desert Bus. God damn it. That's a really precise jump. This is where having that drop shadow comes in handy, because again, tracking like depth perception in games like this is very difficult. Fucking hog. But anyway, yeah, I got into the Dreamcast for a little while. I only have a few games for it that aren't, you know, that are very... I only have a few games for it that are legal. I would love to, like, get more games for it. I hate that boar, man. The AI on the boar is shit. Did you see the meme of a very sun-bleached Dreamcast for $25 described as sunburst orange? No, I didn't. Unfortunately, so that is right, though. The plastic that was used for a lot of older consoles has started to... I don't know exactly what's happening to it. It might be some sort of oxidation. Which sounds wrong, but that's basically what it is. Basically, it's changing colors into like a more like orange-ish. Isn't this the level that made journalists compare the remakes to Dark Souls? It's one of them. So there's a couple issues with the Crash Bandicoot remakes, as far as like, and these aren't like digs at the game. I think the developers did a great job. making the game again. But there's a couple digs, and one of them is that in the remakes, Crash Bandicoot he jumps higher, but he also falls faster. It's a very slight difference, but it is perceptible if you like go back and forth, and it's very, very important to how the game works, unfortunately. Because what that means is that basically you can get higher, you can go farther than you would normally be able to go. You can make jumps that you wouldn't normally be able to make with Crash in the remakes, but it also means that you need to be way more precise with your jumps because you fall faster. So you have less air time, but you can go farther. Oh, I needed that turtle. At least they put the checkpoint right there. Also, yes, the game requires you to use the fucking turtles as bounce pads. Literally rot. Yeah, the PVC vinyl on SNES is turning yellow from decay, yeah. But it depends on which console though, obviously, because some consoles are gonna actually rot like the PVC vinyl. But then others are just gonna start doing weird stuff. But yeah, exposing PVC to UV rays for a really long time tends to discolor them and decay them in a way. Alright, we got another cutscene to watch, and then we got Boulder Dash. I just heard the one drum thump, and that was it. But, yeah, so, basically, the problem with a lot of these... Oh, whoa, what happened to the bitrate? Come on, bitrate. You can do it. I believe in you. Wow, I really need to stretch there. But, yeah, like, a lot of these older consoles are starting... You can actually, make them bright again. There's a process to do it. You need specific equipment. You can make it at your house. You can, like, homebrew equipment. You can make the sort of equipment that you would need to, like, clean up Dreamcasts and things like that. Like, there's processes to do it, or you can send it off to people who can do it. But, like, it's doable, but it's a little expensive, and it takes a while to set up. It's very much a DIY thing. Crash's collision box is also more pill-shaped in the remakes as opposed to a rectangle. Yeah, that also checks out. Funny enough, the original Spyro game has pill-shaped hitboxes, and I think that in the remakes, you might have a more, like, boxy one, funny enough. It's a little weird there, but regardless. Here's another cutscene. Also red.
The wonders of teamwork. You mess things up, I put the factory back in order, the big boss rewards us with a cruise ship vacation.
Get out of town and don't even think of coming back, was how he put it.
Details. Just promise me this. Next time you decide to leave a pack of tiny, hysterical snack items in charge of vital operations, run it by me first!
Well, the minis said they're really sorry.
This is actually the ending cutscene. I don't know what's after this.
That would not be necessary. That is what you told them, isn't it? Because as for me, I don't want to see another minis as long as I live. And I won't have to, right? I mean, it's not as if they're running the cruise ship or anything, because that would be terrible. I mean, you didn't leave the minis in charge of the cruise ship. Say something, my peanutty pal. You didn't leave the minis in charge of the cruise ship.
The first Shell Shock stream was magical.
What's wrong
It was a
with
very
you?
weird stream.
Baking an extreme sport? Is there a brain in there with that oversized nut of yours?
Let's listen to Billy West yell at
That
people.
bad. Well, all they need is a chance.
I'll give you a chance. When I throw you overboard, I won't aim for the biggest shark. 3 weeks on the cruise ship of catastrophe.
This is a very good stream.
State of the art.
Yeah, Billy West, J.K. Simmons, Cree Summer.
Fun to be alone.
We can talk about this, can't we, little buddy? I mean, you
Crazy
and me
cast
can
there.
always talk, right?
Then I guess J.K. Simmons, he was a well-established actor, but he hadn't had any major roles, and definitely not anything as defining as playing Triple J yet.
This guy wants to borrow your drink umbrella.
That's the sound that I make when I wake up in the morning for work. And we've got, you know, end credits here. But yeah, that is actually the full fucking game. And you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm a little hungry because I only had cereal and it wasn't much cereal for breakfast. I'm thinking we get ready to call it here. But so the goal is I'm gonna try and make sure all my shit works next time. I did. I literally opened up the game and put it in and made sure it worked on the menu. Even played a little bit of the level. Apparently, I didn't play far enough. Oh well. But anyway, I think if we can get some more, by the way, is Community Day set aside yet? Communication Day. I know what you meant, Community Day for Monster Hunter. So we were setting up on the 18th. I want to try and stick to the 18th. I really need to get on actually playing Monster Hunter. Unfortunately, I just haven't had the drive to recently. And I don't want to be the one who, like, holds you guys back. So maybe we can set up Community Day as, like, a thing in the server. And then just have everybody hop into the server. That way they're not on stream and we can just vibe there. That way nobody's got to worry about modding a stream or anything. It's just going to be hopping in and playing Monster Hunter. Yeah, no, thanks. Thank you everybody for coming up. I just like throw my earbuds on the ground like every time. But thank you guys for hanging out today. It's been fun. I might have to get another copy of this game. We might actually have to play some Shell Shocked. What are we going to play next week? I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, I will eat well. I will hydrate. You guys make sure you do the same. This is my notes for the video that is done at this point. Alright, let me see. That's non-stream games. Sunday streams, let's see. I got Burger King games. We can always play Burger King games. I don't have anything installed for Chester Cheetah yet. I've got Zool. We could play Zool. I wouldn't mind doing that. I'm already super far prepped, so I'm not in a rush. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let me see. If I can get a Virtual Boy emulator working, which that's a fucking long shot, but we might be playing some Wario Land for Virtual Boy, which isn't really a shit game, but it's a game I want to play. I'll tell you what we could play though. It's Gex time. It's tail time. I have, to my knowledge, we have at least 2 of the Gex games, and I saw the third one in the store, in the retro game store. So like, we could play some more Gex, I guess. What else do I have in here? I'm not playing Rayman for the sole reason of I'm gonna get stuck on Bandland, which is the second level in the game. We got Frogger. I don't know. If you guys, I'll tell you what. I'll put the list of games up in the suggestion box in the Discord. Let me get a little closer to the mic again. I'll tell you what, guys. I'll put the game up, or I'll put the list of games up that I could feasibly play for next week in the suggestion box on the Discord. You guys can help me figure out which game I want to play, okay? I don't care which game I play, genuinely. We could play Sneak King again, we could play any of the Burger King games. There are 3 of them, and I've only played 1 of them on stream. And that was a time. Sneak King was a time. But I'm more than happy to play basically any shit game for you guys, as long as I'm not... The hard part about games that are just, like, frustratingly difficult is that you really need to go in with the right mindset. You need to go in with the mindset that the game sucks, and it's gonna be hard. Like, we played Bubsy 3D last week, right? I went in with the mindset that the game is just hard and incomprehensible and not very good. And then my brother went out yesterday and bought Bubsy 2 for the Genesis. So we might be playing Bubsy 2 on the Genesis. Yeah, we could play some Big Bumpin'. Alright. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for hanging out today. If anybody's new, feel free to join the Discord or check out my Twitter if you want notifications for when I go live. Alternatively, sub to the channel, hit the little bell icon. I think it tells you when I go live. I don't actually know. But I try to schedule out my streams at least 2 or 3 days before. So if you just keep checking back on the channel, then on the channel main page, then it'll show you when I'm going live next. Thank you guys for hanging out today. Take it easy. Take care of yourselves. Drink water. Eat food. get some sunlight, go touch grass, stop looking at computer screens for so long, get up, stretch, take care of yourselves, spay and neuter your pets. I'm gonna keep making this joke every fucking time I leave. This is your host, David, aka Drona, and I'm telling you to have a good night, take care of yourselves, eat lots of spaghetti, fucking make sure bears can't chase you down hills, they can't climb trees either, that's a lie, they fucking can, and they will. You grow about a half an inch in space, you guys know how it goes, take it easy, have a good time.